Welcome to another edition of the Man Cave, where we give our opinion on just about everything. Today we got a lighthearted discussion about something that Art feels real strongly about, but we're gonna say that for a little bit later. We got another little subtopic. We got an issue we got to talk about first. Tonight on the panel, we missing a brother. He got to take care of some business. So, Kelly, what's up, brother? Stay safe out there. Do what you got to do, brother. We'll see you on the next trip. But tonight we got Papa Joe Jackson, Damon Randall, my baby cuz, in the house. And then we got the man who stands alone, the man who sits on the throne, the man who got opinions and Bibles of his own.
Shh, don't lie on me.
Brother Art. All right, so first topic is this, brothers. And I don't want y'all, I want you guys' opinions about this, honestly, and not that you wouldn't anyway. Why is Father's Day the stepchild of Mother's Day? What I mean by that is every year I have noticed that when Mother's Day comes around, it's 2-3 weeks ahead. The stores start putting stuff out, flowers and all the purses and stuff women like for mamas. And Father's Day, they don't do nothing till like the Saturday before. In fact, I took a picture. Last year, I took a picture of how many rows. They had 3 rows of flowers. And the card stocks, you know how you had a little board with the greeting cards? And they have sympathy and all that. Well, one whole wall was Mother's Day. And then you had to go to the next aisle, wrap around to get to the other categories. For Father's Day, it stayed the same. You know, we don't even get songs. We don't even get songs. What kind of, you could think of 1 billion songs that's dedicated to mamas. I always love my mama. Dear Mama, Tupac. Grandma's Hands, Bill Withers. You know, Hey Mama, Kanye West. What we get
for Mama Boys?
We get Papa with a Rolling
Stone. Yes, Papa don't take no mess.
Yeah.
You know, Papa could swear, I declare. You know, that kind of stuff. We don't even get real songs. I mean, you know, Luther came out with Dance with My Father. But yeah, I feel the same way, Art. It's kind of like dudes don't write that kind of stuff. It's like
I get where he's coming from though, because you know, if you look at Luther's life, he never got a chance to really be with his father.
And see, and that's an isolated incident. What'd you say? What'd you say, Art?
You ain't got to dance with him. The hell? You hip to hip? What the fuck?
And see, yeah, it kind of creates an image like that's not the norm. But all of these songs about mamas are the norm. You know, everybody's talking about how these mamas nurtured. So being that as it may, and I got some other facts and figures about Father's Day because, and here's one, Mother's Day was instituted in 1910 in America. You know when Father's Day was instituted? 60 years later.
1970.
Yeah, it's like, and so it's always took a backseat. I also looked up how much people spend in America average during that May-June thing. And according to this website I hit, they said Americans spend $16 billion on Father's Day gifts. I find that hard to believe, but that's what they said. But Mother's Day is 25 billion.
That makes it even more believable.
Yeah, but it's like, why? Why is it unbalanced? How come we take the short end of the stick? The website also gave reasons that I'm gonna get into later. But I want to throw the ball out to y'all. How come we just get the bad end of the stick? Is it because we just tolerate it? What's the deal?
No, my humble opinion is my humble opinion, fellas. Is because a lot of the fathers either did a mama wrong or ran off with a mama or did this or did that. That's how. Think about it like this: how often do you see a good, great father publicized nationally? How often do you see it? You
You're
don't.
right.
A whole
You're
lot
right.
when they're white.
Okay, I take that one a little bit.
Yeah.
I take that one a little bit, but I'm just talking about in general. You're right, Art. I'm not going to even argue that because you're right. But I'm saying in general, how often do you really see a quote great dad story?
Mhm.
You see a great mom story way more than you
All the
do a
time.
great dad.
Yep.
So the stereotype against the dad, especially some of the good ones, is
Mhm.
that they're far and few.
Mhm.
Get what I'm saying? They want to give the news ain't nothing but negative Nancy anyway. They
Right.
don't really know. They want to pop. They want to put us black men in a hole already.
Mhm.
So with Father's Day, it doesn't translate as well as Mother's Day because the father took off. He left the woman with 3 kids and no lights, no bills, no gas. You know how many women that did that?
Yeah. I'm
I
raising my
mean,
kids
yeah,
by
but that's what
myself.
I'm gonna say, it's gonna happen to you, cause no disrespect to the women. I'm saying this is what I think it is. You can't. It's being stereotyped as all men are garbage and all women are the greatest thing to walk this earth.
Mhm.
And I don't think that's always the facts because I done seen where a woman left her kid in 100-degree weather just to get her nails done. I
Yeah.
done seen a woman use her kid to steal money. I done seen a story of a woman actually going to kill another person because they took the child and they thought they would. I mean, I done seen every story that you could put on a man on a woman, and that's
Mhm.
where the problem come in. You see,
Mhm.
that's just my opinion, fellas.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you because I agree with you when you say that you don't get to see it a lot. The well-to-do fathers who hung in there and they took care of their kids. I mean, I'm one of them. But even
Yes,
on
you are.
TV, I mean, you guys are too. But on even on TV, you don't get to see the strong black father. And if you do, he's gone. Something's like name a black sitcom where the father stayed the whole time. And okay, so we got two of them. We got Cosby Show and we got the Jeffersons. Every other black sitcom, the father is non-existent.
Family Matters.
Okay, well, that was a happy-go-lucky little, that one was so unrealistic. It was just there for laughs. But
Initially, good times until James died.
yeah, and there you go. There you go.
Well,
And then
they had to get rid of James because they wanted JJ to be the basically the face of the show,
yeah.
right? And the only thing they really wanted to do as far as JJ was to show a bunch of stupidity and ignorance, you know what I'm saying, on black male's part. When James was there, it was, I mean, you just kind of felt like you ain't got to really be too concerned because James is there.
Yeah.
But after James died, and you was
Man.
watching what was going, you were trying to figure out, okay, now what the fuck they gonna do now?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you didn't have that real that wise mind, and the one who was wise, the little young one,
Michael.
they kept him in the shadows.
Oh yeah, his
He
role
wasn't
diminished.
even written in a whole lot.
Yeah, his role diminished.
And he would, and in the beginning, he wanted to be on the Supreme Court and all this stuff, and
Then they
but they got rid
never,
of James, and then they shortened him up.
yep, never said
they
about the
put-
Supreme Court again.
Huh?
Never talked to us about the Supreme Court again.
No. And
So
that's just an attack on us anyway. And it's
right.
always been like that,
But it has an
when-
effect. It has. I'm sorry to cut you off, sir, but it has an effect on the real family when you don't see it in virtual reality families. Even they haven't even had a show called That's My Mama. It was all about the mama. That's like, well, where is his daddy? So, but
if you look at it, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's all right.
If you think about some of the shows you named, like the Cosby Show, and that's the one I'm thinking about, because it was a show that portrayed us who we supposed to be. Black doctor, wife is a black nurse. I mean, black lawyer. Kids living in a well-off, doing what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want us to be that way. They want the father to be like, they want to be him like, the common thief or the drug dealer, or you know what I'm saying? There's no positivity.
Nino Brown.
Yeah, Nino Brown or El Chapo or, Tony Montana. That's what they feel we are. They feel that we are the lower class, dope dealing, thieving, hustling brother, sister. That's what we're gonna always be. How many more shows since the Cosby Show have you actually seen? Oh, I know they said Blackish. I haven't really watched Blackish like that. But if you think about it, I give Bill Cosby, him and his writers, he portrayed us how we should be.
Yeah, I get that. But Bill Cosby has he have a, barring everything you think about him, he has a track record of making sure Black people are presented well.
Right.
So, but you were going to ask, what shows have you seen lately that what?
What shows have you seen since the Cosby Show that portrayed a Black family the way the Cosby Show was? I haven't really seen.
Right after the Cosby Show kind of dwindled, and right after what was that other one that came, the spinoff, A Different World?
Different World.
Right. Once that left, then all you seem to have going on with a lot of female-based shows, like Girlfriends, Living Single was on actually when I think Cosby was still doing this thing or whatever. So that was kind of ramping up. And what's ironic about it is that it was always these groups of 4 women. Always is 4 women.
Yeah.
Even with the most recent stuff that they got on the Tyler Perry / Oprah channel.
So yeah,
it's the 4 women, right? But the point of that is that that's how witches roll. You see? So anytime, if you watch any like came on way back in the day, called The Craft, and the girls weren't complete without that 4th girl to come in.
I ain't never thought about that.
You see? So it's always those 4 women, and with that witchcraft further perpetuated the fact that men are obsolete. And that is really about the girl, quote unquote, girl power or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Art, you just brought something up then.
There was also 4 girls in that movie Road Trip. There was also 4 girls in Set It Off.
I was just going to say Set It Off.
Yeah, I didn't. That's a good point, man.
You brought something up deep then. What that phrase you just said, I'm talking about girl power. And let me just say this, because my wife and I was watching a show, and she had just asked, I forget what show it was. She said, "Why is it that women feel like they don't need nobody? What I can be strong and tough, but I need a man." So think about it, fellas. What are they promoting the most besides the whatever you call them, community. They promoting independent, strong women who don't need men. Think about it. I'm every woman. I mean, Shaka Khan wrote that in the 70s. I'm every woman. They took it and led it. You know, her and Rufus did that when I was a kid. They took that song and made it a woman's national song to where
that became the national anthem of homosexual men, cross-dressing men.
Yeah, that's true too. But
you know?
I mean,
and
women took
if
it and
you
ran with it too, though.
If you really think about it, if you really watch it, you'll see that the way that those cross-dressing men behave is how the women start behaving. The women started taking clues from them. Look at how those cross-dressing men wore their makeup. Now you see women wearing all that wild blue and all this stuff, just glamour shit, right? You hear the word glamour.
The cross-dressing men put so much of it on them, and you see
the point to where
the makeup on and all that.
Man. To the point to where they were showing women how to walk the runway. The gay men. You think I'm telling you?
No, I believe shit. Yeah,
that motherfucker there. You talk about somebody who definitely got the strings attached and help push and promote certain agendas. The thing is weird, like you say, you know, they teach this, well, we don't need no men, but there are men involved in everything you're doing. The shit that you follow, the men were doing it like that first, but you don't need one, right?
Right.
Just when you get up and go to work every day, 9 times out of 10, it's a man that owns that business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to answer to a man at that job, you know? So yeah, they push that to bring confusion, especially to our women, to bring confusion to our women about how, you know, the order of things and how things should be. And then we pay the price because now it's like, well, what good are you? You know, what good are you? Because now the Black woman, now she can depend on the white man because she didn't adopted his ways. You see?
Man, I heard a friend of mine, well, I heard one friend to say, if he don't make more than me, I can't do nothing for him. Then I heard another friend say, because we were standing in the same area. She said, I don't care what my man make. If he working and we married, he is the king of this house. It don't matter what he make, because that's the problem with us right now. We downgrade every man, but you on all social media talking about you this and you that, and maybe 2-3 posts later, you talking about how lonely you are. This is why you lonely. And then you get with the white man who probably making way more than you, and he treats you like dirt. So stop portraying.
And you accept it too.
Yeah, exactly. So my thing is, stop with the be great. I mean, just belittling a man, because you can't keep thinking that the more you talk about us, the more we gonna chase you. Because just because you cute and fine and all that, Mother Nature gonna take care of all that. All that's gonna start dropping and sagging, and it's gonna start falling. And then when you get with a man who just think you fine and then he leave you, you look stupid. And that goes back to the Father's Day thing. Why there are way more men that are great fathers to their kids that don't get recognized.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to those fathers who breaking their neck, doing what they got to do, working jobs, taking care of their sons and daughters. And you look at them like, oh, it's Father's Day, it don't matter. That's not fair to that. That's not fair to that father.
It's not.
He deserves just as much credit.
Yeah, let's get him some drawers and socks. He'll be happy.
Right.
Okay, so
to get your mom everything. And
yeah,
she don't deserve it. The dad deserve it too.
Do you know that they never buy mothers pots and pans? for Mother's Day?
Oh, definitely.
But they'll buy us stuff like barbecue utensils and stuff like that that makes us work. But with mama, you don't buy her stuff that make her work. You make mama relax, but you buy us stuff to make us work. I'm lighthearted with it. I'm gonna do my fatherly thing anyway, whether my kids do whatever. It's just the point of the inequality that I see. That's all.
Yeah, and that's it actually was a great subject that you brought up. It was a great subject because a lot of people, they don't say it out loud. They talk amongst themselves like, yeah, you got fellas like, man, I'm tired of getting the same thing.
Yeah.
I go all out to get some, and then I got to get a pair of socks and some deodorant.
Yeah, some Brute.
Some Brute. I buy that myself.
Yeah. And look, Brute, I used to buy that from my father, and he used to prop his windows up with it. And that was back in the 70s. So now we ain't. All right. So let me hit y'all with these reasons. They call them reasons. I call them excuses why Mother's Day is Shaq and Father's Day is Chuck Nevitt. All right. So reason number one is the marketer's fault, which means that stores dictate what we do for Mother and Father's Day. That's lame. Or excuse number two, we think that moms deserve thoughtful gifts. Like, why don't we? Number three, Mother's Day was recognized first. Mother's Day was recognized first in 1910, Father's Day all the way in 1970. Number four, dads are just less interested in gifts. Not true for me. Number five, retail burnout by the time Father's Day rolls around, because they're saying Christmas, New Year's, and then whatever holidays are before Father's Day, you get burnt out. So by the time Father's Day get there, you ain't got no money, you're tired of shopping. That's the excuse they made.
True.
And
that's definitely an excuse. Because think about it. February, you got Valentine's Day. March, nothing. April, depending on where Easter fall.
Right.
May,
Mother's Day, Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day.
Yeah.
How are you burnt out?
I don't know. That's what they said. Number six is dad just really wants quality time. Nah, give me a gift. Yeah, give me the gift and y'all can leave. All right. Number seven is dads are just harder to buy for. That's some bull crap. That's some bull. All right.
I don't go for that one either.
All right. So we on a campaign to promote Father's Day, but transitioning to the next topic is arranged marriages. Art is a proponent of arranged marriages, and I'm gonna get a flow to Art, because Art, you got to explain to us. We already know you for it, but I want to know why you for it, and then I want to know how you're gonna do it. Go.
Why am I for it? Because these little knuckleheads today don't know what they're doing.
Okay, so how you gonna do it?
Shoot, trial and error. I don't damn know.
You don't know?
How can you know how to do it? See, whenever we talk about this fatherhood thing or just parenting in general, it's a learning process. You don't come into it knowing exactly what needs to be done, when, and how. Let's say that the circumstances was different and we were living in the 1960s. I may not really have to be thinking about arranged marriages because people were just different. They were raised different. Family structures was different. So, you won't run into more cases where the child grew up without a parent or with missing a parent in the home or something like that. More times than not, back then, it was both parents. And then you couldn't get to the girl unless you got to her daddy any damn way. So it was always some things that had to be done to ensure that the right decisions was made. It was always these things in place, but nowadays it's just wide open, and there's no accountability for what the kids are doing, who they're choosing. It all just comes down to, well, do you like them? It ain't got nothing to do with what do you know about them, what kind of person are they, who are their parents, where are they at, what do they do. These conversations don't happen no more. Kids get up and leave the house. Now I'm going to my friend's house and just be gone. Ain't no more where they live. Give me their number so I can call over there and you know, like it used to be when we was growing up. You know what I'm saying? So you know, there's no real way of knowing exactly how you're going to implement things, because times are changing faster than we can even realize and catch up at this time. And it's all hit or miss. It's all, well, first you just need to have a game plan, and you just need to understand that, you know, more than likely they're not going to make the right decision. You have to just keep that in the forefront. You can't say a 19-20-year-old person knows what they want for the rest of their life. No, they don't even know what the hell they're going to do the next damn day, let alone what's coming in 10 years. They don't even think like that. So, you know, so if they don't even know, you know, what the, you know, if they're not thinking ahead, then somebody has to be in the position like we always were when they're 2 and 5 and 6 and 7 and whatever else, to be in a position to think ahead for them. How can they know if they ain't been there yet? There's no way that they can know. So if you move the parents outside of the decision-making process, then the kids are bound to fail, no matter what it's about. You know,
well, I got a question though. So the term arranged marriages denotes that you and your wife has picked a person for you. Let's just say your daughter picked a guy for your daughter. You and your wife are okay with him, and you are. So does it look like this? Does it look like this? You're going to convince your daughter that this is the one, or you're going to just tell your daughter that this is the one?
See, that's difficult, because it's like, you know, you have to find one or run across one that got some sense.
But that's your job, being the arranger.
Yeah, but it's like, am I out every day looking for a man for my daughter? No, I got to think about other shit. But the point of the arranged marriage is what I was talking about before. Let's say the borders in which things operate. You know, things have to take a certain course. And let's say my daughter, she say, I'm dating this guy, or I'm seeing this guy, I like this dude. All right, well, who is it? What does he do? Right, I'm asking all the right questions. All right, well, then bring his ass over here. Let me talk to him. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, it's, I don't like that motherfucker. Or, okay, I think he okay.
So it based on your determination determines the next step. Like, if you don't like him, there's no marriage.
Hell no.
Oh, so it's not really arranged. It's just, it just has to, it's more of an approved marriage instead of arranged.
You know, to say the word arranged means that there is some arrangement.
How is it arranged?
In other words, it's not just up to the child to determine what it is they're going to do. There will be some arrangement, because, you know, ultimately you have to go and you have to sit down with their parents. You got to go and say, okay, I done met the guy. Now let me go see who his parents is. Let me talk to his daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me talk to his mom or whatever, and see really where he come from and see what's going on. This is where things get arranged. You start to really see what's going, and, you know, what's happening and what your child may be getting into. And these are the things that we don't do anymore. We just say, okay, you like him, go ahead. Okay, you like her, go ahead. You know, and next thing you know, they pregnant, they ain't even married.
Yeah.
And now it's like, now what? Yeah. Now you and the baby got to live here. He come by whenever he want to come by, or whatever the situation, because now it's the wrong one in the first place. You never should have been messing with him, but how did you know? There was no discernment there. There was no wisdom there to help pick the pieces out.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I mean, you know, but all in all, it would be great if you could really arrange it. I know some people down the street, and Joshua is 23 and he got his mind right and he looking for a wife. And he looking for a wife. Okay, well, yeah, I got a daughter and she definitely wife material. She's been trained and she understands what a wife's duties are, whatever. She's ready to be a wife. Well, let's introduce them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's
so
hard to
what,
even run across people like that anyway. So
what if it don't take? What if your daughter don't like the dude? What if the guy don't like your daughter?
Well,
I mean, does it stop right there, or you just?
I mean, it might have to stop right there.
Okay.
It may just be they need time.
Okay. All right. So, but you're not against finding a dude. Let's just say a dude comes across your path, you like the dude, and you want this dude to meet your daughter, right? And let's take it a step further. They even hit it off. You and your wife happy, his parents are happy, but then
Let's
those
dance.
two, huh?
I said, let's dance in the street then.
Those two are the only two that have to live with each other. And they might have some in-house habits that the other one can't stand, i.e. all marriages. But if they end up hating each other and divorcing, do you think they'll blame you? Because they're like, I didn't like this.
See, this is the thing, right? You never go into it with that in mind. The point is to create a union, and the union has to become perfect. It doesn't begin that way. And when everybody understands their role, things do work out. You know, the little petty stuff are more easily worked out. You know, they'll be able to sit down and communicate properly, you know, if they're the right type of people and raised the right type of way. So you can't approach it from, what if they don't like each other and they get divorced? Well, shit, then it was some flaws in the beginning that should have been picked up on.
Yeah, I get that. But because you had your hand in the beginning and they didn't, because the way you described it the first time, if your daughter finds a guy she likes and she's coming for your approval, I get that. And you say yay, nay. I understand that. But arranged marriage is when you find a guy. And it's kind of like Coming to America. Remember when Eddie Murphy, they found that woman that was groomed to be his wife since the beginning. And he didn't want her.
And with babies.
Yes, and he didn't want her. He wanted a woman that wanted him for his intellect as well as his loins. Remember that? And so it's like he went off to a whole nother country to find a woman that thought for herself. Instead of this woman that said, bark like a dog. Bark like a big dog. Jump on one leg.
Right. See, let me say this. See, what they did with that movie, I don't know if y'all realize this or not, but what they did with that movie is that they made the submissive woman seem like a thorn. And they went overboard with how they had that woman acting. But the point of the matter was, the reason why she was like, well, I like what you like. And whatever you like to do, I like to do, because ultimately you need to be of one mind. You see, yeah, she can still like what she like, and I want to know what you like though. But right now, it's about you. It's about us being one mind. So they made it look stupid. They made it look like something's wrong with it. And then, of all places, he come to New York City. He go to New York City, and he go to find a strong Black woman in New York City. So now this strong Black woman, now her thing's like, well, yeah, then if I be like this, I can marry a prince. But that's not what happens. You know what I'm saying? We know that's a fairy tale, because ultimately most men of power and in power don't want an opinionated woman. That's not what they choose. They choose the submissive woman, for the most part, which they should be, respectful woman. They choose that type of woman because they just need the other side of themselves. They don't need somebody that's there competing with them. They're already there as they should be. Now I just need the other side to make me complete. So that's what they did with that movie. They made it seem like, you know, like the woman was a fool and he was going to marry a fool, right? And that's what they were saying in the movie. Like, you know, why should I share my bed with a fool? But she wasn't being foolish.
She was
It
being
made
submissive.
what she was doing and how she was thinking and how she was raised to be a foolish thing. When ultimately, this is what 90%, I would say 100% of men want, unless they some other type of guy. You know what I'm saying? They want peace, and they want a woman who it's submissive. Yeah, have an opinion, and we can discuss it or whatever. But bottom line, we one mind. If I, you know, whatever decision I may come up with is what it is or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, to personally go and find someone, I mean, it's hard now to do that. So, you know, not to say arranged marriage as specific as I'm gonna find this hell for somebody to marry. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm gonna be involved in the steps. I'm not just going to allow them to make it because they don't know what they look
Okay,
at.
so you put it that way, Art. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I am too. That's not arranged.
I'm with you on that. The way you explained it, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
I have two daughters myself, and you gonna have to, you know, I might come down the street, borrow both of them. They want to see. I want them to see two, because it's look. You gonna sit down and you want to know where this young fool head at. I get that's not an issue at all. I totally understand that. Because my question to you was gonna be, how are you gonna, you know, in terms of like, because say arranged marriage, how you gonna find the right guy in 2022 when half these dudes don't have the mindset to go cut grass and hustle for money.
Right there. Right there.
And this is why I'm saying, stop pointing all over the place. Something don't look right with that.
Hey, right there, what he just said. Right.
But that's the thing right there. If you yourself say it's difficult to do, how difficult would it be for a child that's 20 years old, 22 years old?
I get that, but here, but my rebuttal to that is just this, Art. I totally understand where you're coming from on that. I do. I get it. It's rough. If you want to be different, or you want to be a man that stands on his own, and you want to be a man who loves his freedom, all in one globule, there are ways that you can make it work. And then my thing is, if I'm looking for the great qualities in a young fella that's courting my daughter, I want to see what you can do that won't harm my daughter while she's with you. Case in point, getting locked up for selling drugs. Case in point, you done murdered somebody and you coming back saying, I got a confession, and making her scared that she can't say it. The thing that go on with the world today and these young fellas today, they glorify violence. They don't glorify trying to, you know, do what the cats that I grew up with. Yeah, it was a hustle, bro. It was trying to show this girl that you really like that whatever you get, whatever you need, I can get. But if you need me to be there, I'm there. You ain't got to make no call and put something on my commissary. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you. I'm just saying right now, this day and age, the young fellas don't know how to be a real man, because what they see in the street is what they believe to be a real person. And it's not.
So
let me add to that. Most of these folk out here don't know, right? And most of them, I'll say, I mean, from what I can tell, it seemed like most, which is bad to say. Okay.
Mhm.
You know, most times if you have to say most, you might be talking about 1/3 of, you know, being most.
Mhm.
Now it's probably 80, 90% of the young people who have a twisted view of what life is about,
Mhm.
and what things should be sought after, you know,
Mhm.
and especially with a lot of these modern day churches too. All they talk about is money. All they talk about is wealth. All you hear these young folk talk about is getting the bag. You hear the young women out here talking about being bad bees because you know, I basically prostitute myself online, so I'm a bad bee. It's
Mhm.
just like, where are y'all heads at?
Mhm.
You know,
I'm
and
with you on that, Big Chief.
yeah, and everything is just focused on money, you know, the root of all evil. We know what that is.
Well, it's the
And not
love.
hmm?
Sorry, the love of money is the root of all evil, not money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, if you know, if all you talking about is money and all they talk about is chasing it, then they got to have some type of love for it,
Yeah, I got you. Go
right?
ahead.
But that's all. I think that's all they really see. They don't really understand what building a relationship with a person or just people really is.
Yeah.
Everything is just like, you know, my daughters, I say, don't text me, call me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Let me hear you so I can understand whatever it
Yeah.
is you're saying.
That's gold.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
don't text me and thinking that I'm sitting here holding it, waiting. Oh, a text.
Right.
Look, the phone is down and I'm somewhere else.
Yes.
So call me,
Yeah.
you know, but they
Daddy,
text everything.
Daddy, I need your help sounds like this on a text. Daddy, I need your help. But Daddy, I need your help on the call could mean this. Daddy, I need your help.
Big
Yeah.
You know what I'm
difference.
saying?
Big
Like,
Big
difference. You
difference.
can't
Yeah.
read into only way you can read into a text, and I've learned this through my sons and all that, is the use of punctuation.
Yeah.
Couple exclamation points or couple question marks behind it, then it's like, call me. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's
I need to hear your
I
voice.
don't have an idea what you're talking about.
Right.
So you are, I think I get where you're coming from on it, and really I can say I'm actually behind you on it because
But okay, go ahead, Damon.
I say I'm behind what your explanation of what you want to do for your daughters. I actually feel the same way as far as let me meet the dude. If the dude ain't right, I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna express as a father because I think the difference between me and you Art is I can't force her to do nothing. Because if I force, that's pushing them right into the person's arms. I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather it happen and then she see and she come back, Dad, you was right, this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
The more we talk about it, I can see um, people wanting to arrange a marriage, go look for somebody. The problem is, what are you going to find right now? That's the problem.
That's just one problem.
Yeah, well, yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. The
That's
other problem
okay.
is if you do find someone, is she gonna like him? Can she live with the way he was raised? And if it messes up, will she blame you?
Well, add a fifth question to that. Is he hiding something in the closet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
this is
falls.
why
Yeah.
this is why you have to meet their parents yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you can determine, well, how did this individual grow up? You know, what type of values were instilled in them? Because, you know, ultimately, when it comes down to living with someone, you know, it's not so much all the little things they do. You know, okay, they leave their socks on the ground, or they wash dishes this way, or this is how they store stuff, and you don't like it. You want to store like that's nonsense.
Right.
Because there can't really be two minds in the house. Ultimately, there's two minds working, but ultimately it's for one purpose. You
Yeah.
see, and anywhere where that purpose is misaligned, then you're gonna have issues. But this is why you talk to the families, you talk to the mom, you feel, what did you teach them? Just ask them, what did you teach them? What did you teach your son? What did you teach your daughter?
Yeah.
Well, this is what I teach my kids. This is what I teach my daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you taught them that, then this might not work out.
Right. I got you. Okay. Well, okay. That's an interesting point, because now we're at a crossroads, because if you say this might not work out, somebody's going to say, well, it ain't up to you. It's up to them.
Who is going to tell me that?
I mean, her father can say that. The couple can say that. The guy she's dating can say that.
But that don't mean that that's the truth, because that's what they say.
But it is, because if you say, hey, baby girl, this is not the guy, and she disagrees with you, what you gonna do?
That's the difficult part right there.
So then you do how the Arabs do.
What?
You cut them off. Cut them off. You married that thing? Oh, well, you ain't getting you cut off from the family. You
gonna cut your baby girl off because of who she chose to marry, and the thing
is that when she get married, that's his responsibility now.
She ceases to become your baby girl?
Basically.
Really?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, so let's say she made a mistake. He's the wrong dude for her, and she called you and said, Dad, I need your help. Is she gonna be cut off? She's still cut off?
See, extreme situations.
Is she still cut off?
That's an extreme.
So the answer is no.
I shouldn't have to get that phone call. Okay.
But you do, I'm putting you in a position.
I understand. And this is why I'm trying to back you up off me a little bit, because that's extreme, which means that there are things that should happen before that happens.
Okay.
There should be intervention before it gets to that point. And this is why it all comes down to, look, if I'm telling you, we done laid it out. You know how the boy was raised, you know how he think. You probably got a good idea of what he's going to behave like. I'm even telling you what you should probably expect. You probably heard his mama tell you what to expect from him whenever this, that, and the other is going on. Are you listening to the information? Now, knowing how you was raised, are you going to deal with that? Well, maybe. Well, okay then. You've been told. You go down this road. I don't want to hear no shit.
Okay, but Art, that's quite different than what you said earlier. You said once you don't approve, the marriage don't happen.
Well, this is the whole point of cutting them off. If you go against what I'm telling you, look, this is not going to work. Either you're going to respect what I tell you as your father, or you're going to go outside of what I'm talking about. So you go outside what I'm talking about. Now you have removed the covering of your father and decided to take on the covering of a man that I've already told you probably ain't got his shit together.
Okay.
So now you covered by him. So now the responsibility falls on him.
Got you. But then in an extreme case, when she called and you say, Daddy, I need your help, that cutoff is now glued back together and you come in with your gun.
Let me say this. If she need my help, she better be talking about she needs some help cutting the grass or edging something up. Or something like that.
Oh, come on, Art. No, wait. Let me throw you in another situation.
Me and say he's beating me, Dad. She can't call me and say that, because if he is doing that to you, what time do you got to get on the phone and call me to tell me?
She might be in the closet.
Maybe it's something else you should be doing, like when it happened or before it happened. Maybe it's something else that should have been happening, something you should have saw or realized ahead of time. You know, so it's like, don't call me after he done socked you 16 times. Dad, he's been beating me for months. What are you calling me for months? So you ain't got enough sense to get the hell out of there?
Art, you are not gonna say that. You ain't gonna say a word. You're gonna drop your phone and your car gonna be doing 80 miles an hour to rescue your baby girl.
My car don't do 80. It might blow up. I'll be doing 23. I'll be on the side streets and shit, stopping at every stop sign. Dad, where are you? I'm on my way.
So let me throw you in another situation. She married a dude, right? And she said, Dad, I need your help. What do you need, baby girl? We need $500. We can't make the rent.
Put him on the phone. Let me talk to him.
Okay, he gets on the phone. What?
What's the problem?
Sir, Dad, we ran out of month before we ran out of money before we ran out of month. And this
all right.
This will help us with the rent.
What y'all been buying?
We ain't been buying nothing. I got laid off. They ain't called me. They said I'm only working 3 days a week. So that's just a little temporary patch, Dad. I mean, if we can borrow this money from it, I get it to you right back.
All right, what's your cash at?
Boom. That's what I'm saying. We know that you go come rescue her.
It ain't no rescuing her. That's why I said let me talk to him.
But you still rescuing her.
I get it.
No,
still rescuing her.
No. This is why I say let me talk to him. Let him tell me what's wrong with the money.
I get it.
But the whole cutoff thing is a myth then.
No,
you're not cutting her off. Because the first thing you said was, you're going to, in extreme measures, you're going to go help her. Then I give you and put you in a situation where it's not extreme measure, where they just need money, and you said you were going to help her. So the cutoff is just a myth. It's just
the other help you talking about is if she was getting whooped on.
And then she needs $500 for the rent.
The one before that, you was talking about some type of violence going on.
Yeah, I put you out there.
Okay. And I told you, that's why I had to back you up off me a bit so I could explain. Like, before the violence, you should, if you don't notice the tendency of the violence before it happened and don't get on, look, there's nothing to call me about if that's what's going on. You don't need to call me. Show up. Ain't no call me.
Well, I mean,
get the hell on.
Okay, I get that, but I'm just saying maybe she needs to call you. Maybe she ran in a room, locked herself in the room, and she's calling you.
Talking about like in the act of.
Yeah, like The Shining, like when Jack Nicholson
got away from him.
Then she called the police.
Jack Nicholson is hitting the door with the axe, trying to get it.
That's a police situation.
So you ain't gonna beat the police over there.
Let me just say this. I'm not gonna go to jail for him. So call the police. We'll deal with it that way. Now,
I know
if just so happened, something happened and he get out. And I see him at Myers or the gas station, or maybe he just went the other way down the street. But don't call me to come over there in the heat of some shit where you already know how I'm gonna get down, and now I got to kill somebody and go to jail, and now you ain't got him nor me. No, call the police. Don't call me.
All right, I'm with you. You know why I'm with you? It's because a lot of times women will call a man to defend her, and she'll go right back with that dude.
I've seen it with a high school friend of mine, and as a matter of fact, a college times I've seen it.
A lot of times they'll call a man to defend her, and she in the wrong.
I've seen that too.
She be in the wrong, and then she wants you to come clean up her mess, and then you end up dead.
So the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this, in my opinion. The arranged part of Art's saying, I do understand it. I understand what he's saying now that I hear his principles behind why he's saying it. I get it. I say the bottom line is, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna try to figure out what's going on with who your daughter's dating, and we need to figure out who our sons is dating too. We're gonna put that in there
Go
because
both ways.
Yeah.
it's some weird little chicks running around here.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's some strange little women.
Yeah, man.
We gotta be protected. We gotta watch what's going on.
Mhm.
And what's crazy is that Art say you go talk to the, the little dude family, or you go talk to the girl's family. Sometimes you don't have to. You can see a presentation of what they're doing,
Mhm.
and you're not surprised when you go over there. Yeah, I expected this. When the
Mhm.
mama answering the door with the same shorts on and the tank top, your answer is already there. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Or you go over and talk to my man, and you see him with the gold and all this, like he tough, and you walk around, and that's why his son walk around in a white beater and pants and falling down, because that's what his daddy walking around in.
Mhm.
Now, sometimes it's not like that.
Mhm.
Our kids could be real good, and they just go out there and want to fake it in front of their friends that they this tough dude, or that I'm a bad B, like you said, or all this type of stuff. And they was born and bred in the church.
Mhm.
So it's like you have to really, I think what I respect most is you say you have to pay attention to who your daughter is bringing around the house.
Mhm.
And what do I like about this kid? Right now, I don't see anything.
Mhm.
So, or what do I like about this kid? Oh man, he all right, guy. Working, doing it. So they present themselves, but sometimes they send their agents. So you gotta do a little more background check.
Oh yeah.
That's the bottom line on this. It's really more so on my end. The bottom line is, it's almost, we have to do this. Arranged is a rough word, but what Art is saying, we gotta pay attention to who they bringing in our house, and let them know who you doing, who is this guy, who is this girl. I want to meet their people. I'm with that. That's
And-
bottom line for me. I'm with that.
And I think we all agree with that. But here's the problem I got. That's not arranged. That's what we do. Arranged is you putting the pieces together yourself.
Now dig it.
Right.
That is not what we do. Right?
That's what dads do. Well, that's what we do.
Maybe us. Maybe that's where our man is at.
Yeah.
Right. But overall, like I tell my daughter, I say, you don't just drive for yourself. You drive for everybody else too.
Got you.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody on the road can't fucking drive.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
true,
you got to drive all three mirrors and you. But I say that to say, I'll say this. The kids have to be taught a certain level of discernment themselves first. So, if the guy got all the chains on and this and that and the other, and your daughter or son, they ask the right questions and they find out what the mama do and this and the other, it should already be certain red flags from there to where that's nothing you really have to do. You should just be the final cleanup. You know what I'm saying? You should be the final clean. Where did he go? He went and got him some pigeon juice. You muted.
I have no idea. There you go.
Oh, there he is. You got some pigeon juice?
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay then. I don't forgot what the hell I was saying now, but
well, you were telling me that how it is a arrangement. I don't get the arrangement based on what you were saying.
All right, so dig it. Yes, arrangement is a strong word, but I use that word to paint a picture of the level of involvement that needs to be there that is not there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, no bullshit. If I run across a little nigga, he seem like he could, I may say, hey, look here, little nigga. You looking for a wife? He's gonna say, look here, sir. I never thought about a wife before. Oh, you haven't? Okay, then bye.
Okay.
Hey, little brother. How you doing? You's a good, strong, tall guy. You look like you serious. Yeah. Are you looking for a wife? Man, I've been thinking about that for the past couple of years. Well, you know what? I got a beautiful daughter that I know you're gonna love. Question is she gonna love you? So what type of nigga is you? You know what I'm saying? These types of conversations that you never hear nobody have. This is how we got to be. You know what I'm saying? And there are a lot of young men out here looking for wives. How do you find them though? How do you run across them? You know what I'm saying? And I think it really comes down to the main thing, the company that you keep. You know, so
I get you, Art. I get you, but here, okay, take me down this road just one more time.
You got some gas money.
you just
did you see the price on Super?
Oh my gosh, we're not even talking about the gas, man.
$6.49 for Super?
Yeah.
That's some garbage, man.
Man.
Yeah.
It's like, what? This lady I know put on Facebook, and she sent me the picture. And she said she put this on Facebook. She got 20 gallons of gas, and it was $100.
I took a picture and I put $20. I put $20 in there and I got 3.7 gallons. See,
I always stop, man. $40 to $45. I just clank. That's it.
And wherever it take you, huh?
Yep, wherever it take you. We just $40 an hour.
I don't blame you. I try not to let the needle get below half. Because I already know I'm gonna spin a grip if it get below that.
Yeah, man. Forget. But let's go back to the topic. Huh?
What's this road you want to take me down?
Yeah, I'm trying to take you. Since you, let me see. Oh, wait, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, okay, so take me down this road again. You just interviewed a guy who you like. Where you go? Man, you going to me.
I'm sorry, I had knocked the phone off the hook down there. Go ahead.
That's all right. You just interviewed a guy who you like, and you said, I got a wonderful daughter. The question is she gonna like you? Now, in my estimation, an arranged marriage is you like this dude, right? And you're gonna present this dude to your daughter, and they just gonna get married. That's just gonna be it. Because I like him, I like his parents, I like his thinking, I like his background, I like his future. I think you'd be good for my daughter. This is what's gonna happen. In my mind, that's arranging. You are arranging it. But the definition that you gave is approval. It's like, baby, here's a suggestion. This is who I like. And then the decision, the arranging comes from her.
I can't put it like that, because I'm gonna put it like, well, if you want to call it a suggestion, I'm gonna say this. It's a strong ass suggestion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But the decision in an arranged marriage, the decision is yours. But in approved marriages, the decision is not yours. You're just showing your daughter that you approve of this guy, but the decision is hers.
Like I say, when I use the word arrangement, it's for a particular mindset, to get you in a mindset, you know what I'm saying, to approach it mentally from the other direction, totally. And that's the way you can weed out all the nonsense and all the shit that we allow to happen, and all of the excess freedoms that we give them that they haven't even earned yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when I say arrange, that means do your best to be at the forefront and do as much picking and choosing as you can. Mm-hmm. You know, ultimately, it's going to have to come down to them too. on what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. But as much as you can be involved, be involved. And if you do have to bring down the axe and say, well, no, he's a fool and you know it, you just might have to do that for the sake of your child. Just like you wouldn't tell your child, hey, look, I done drove 100 miles an hour before. Give it a shot. No.
Right.
No.
But that's what we what we do. That's what you just described is what well-to-do fathers do. We got a guy in mind, and I think he's cool. I mean, that's what the majority of well-to-do parents do. But arranging is like, I've seen this dude grow up since he's little, and you know, and so I was doing the research. I was watching people who were been in arranged marriages, and when they have family gatherings, they will invite that other family just to keep that boy and that girl close. And then if another boy started liking that girl, they will tell that boy, no, she's ours. The boy's family, the boy that they like to marry this girl, they'll tell him, back off, even though y'all 10 years old, she's ours. That's arranged.
Yeah.
But
in its literal sense.
Yes.
In its literal sense.
Yeah. So when you say
all
arranged,
I'm talking about is getting our mind focused and working a certain direction.
Got you. To me, that's not arranged though.
Well, call it what you want. Like I say, if I get a chance, yeah, I do it. Okay. I'll show up. I have him shined up. Look, here he is.
Okay, so we got to ask you. What if your daughter says no to this dude because she want to marry Chad?
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord.
No more help for you in the yard the rest of the summer.
Wow. I already knew that answer.
No, it could go that direction.
Yeah, so Chad is not going to allow my daughter to live her life righteously like she should. And let me explain why. This goes back to the conversation we were having a few weeks back when it comes down to how the tribes of Israel should only marry within those tribes, those 12 tribes, and not marry outside. Okay. We read that in Deuteronomy. Okay. And there's some other places too. But more importantly, and we discussed this, and Hightower, you made this point emphatically that God said that because they would end up worshiping other gods, right? End up going off into the right. So just because, let's say, Chad goes to church, let's say he's a Protestant, okay? He goes to church, okay? He's going to keep Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day. He's going to keep all these pagan holidays. So he is not going to allow my daughter to live the righteous life she's supposed to, because she has to technically do as her husband says. This is why I say don't marry into them, because whatever they doing, you will do. And we have to make sure we draw a distinction between what we really supposed to be doing and what everybody else is doing. You see? And for my daughter and my daughters, a man that knows to keep the Sabbath day is important. A man that knows to keep Passover and Atonement and Pentecost and the Day of Simon, he has to know these things. Chad is not going to do that. Chad is living the Catholic pagan Christianity. And this is why Chad would get one pumped in his ass. That shit ain't happening. Okay, Chad is not going to drag him back over into the shit that I've been trying to drag him out of. I'm not going to let Chad come in and turn my house upside down and cause my daughter to sin and end up in hell. You see? And again, my daughter don't want no pale face, milky skin with red in the background man. She don't want that.
All I'm saying is, it's still her decision.
She don't want that though. That won't be a decision for her. She'll never make that decision. Okay?
You don't know that. I mean,
no. She has told you when we bring. She can tell you herself.
No, we don't want to.
You don't want to hear from the horse's mouth, then.
No, I mean, we're not talking about the baby girl.
We're talking about anyone that belonged to me.
And she there?
Yeah.
She the older one. She don't mind being on camera, and she's over 18.
Yeah.
If you want her to tell me that, that's fine. I just didn't want to just,
I mean, you think I'm lying?
No, I don't think you're lying. I just think it's her. I would love to ask her a question.
I think that Art is really strong on this, and they're strong on it because he raised them on it. So I do believe him. It's just funny to me. That's all. It's
definitely funny. But my point in even bringing up Chad is, you saying that she don't want him, but ultimately it's her decision. And you can suggest and recommend, but it's her decision. In an arranged marriage, it's not her decision. She just got to go with the flow. Right. So when you say arrange the marriages, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm saying this. There is no just her decision. You say ultimately it's her decision, right?
It is.
Ultimately, but I can't say ultimately. Ultimately, it's on me.
How?
Because I'm a daddy.
But you're doing.
Look, we were just talking about fathers and how important fathers are.
Right.
We have to make sure we remember exactly what our role is.
Yeah.
And we're not here to please every damn body.
Exactly.
We're here to keep order and keep things straight.
Right.
This is what our purpose is, whether people like it or love it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, it's on me. If she walked down the aisle with a fool, it's on me.
No, it's on her. Because you are not involved in that marriage.
Listen, I'm talking about before they say I do.
Yeah.
If they planning the wedding and he's a fool, it's my fault.
Can I say this, Art?
Not really. No.
Art, can I say this? And I understand where you're coming from, but I just want to say one thing, that the one thing I disagree with you on is that if you've done, I'm taking your scenario, you've done everything you could to warn your daughter, your grown daughter, that the man she's dealing with is a nut job, he's a fool, he's lazy, you telling her all of that, and she still walks down the aisle with this guy. The one thing I disagree with you on, it's not on you at that point.
It's not.
Because what you did was what any father would do. Look, I'm giving you every out on this. I'm telling you this now that you're making, because remember, once Adam and Eve ate the fruit, decisions was granted. You can make choices. She's making a choice, bro. She has to learn to find the hard way. And then if it comes to a point where she calls you and say, Dad, I should have listened to you, that's when you could say, I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen to me. I tried to give you the advice, the best fatherly advice.
Yeah, see, mine wouldn't come out like that. Mine would be like, dumbass, told your stupid motherfucking ass not to do the shit.
Well, I'm just trying to, I was trying to keep it PG. You right. I'm just saying, I agree with my big cuz on this one. If you've done everything you could, yet she still marries that man, you can't take the blame for that one.
Mm-mm.
Because she
Well,
made that decision, bro.
I'll say this. How can I say this? Well, I guess that's when the cutoff come in at.
I mean, but at that point, that I respect that, because what she did was totally defy what you wanted to do, what you thought she should do, and what you telling her to look at, she never looked at.
Mhm.
So if that's the point that you want to go and say, you know what, I can't. You
Mhm.
decide to walk down this, it's on you. That's fine. I will respect it.
Mhm.
It's if you didn't do any of that and she marries this fool, I would look at it's your fault.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
you did
if-
everything you can, that's different.
And
I
if
mean, there's plenty of other shit I can do, but y'all gonna think I'm crazy.
well, I mean, we kind of, but
Yeah, I think we.
but
I think
if
we
you,
already there are, in all honesty.
if
I mean,
you,
they got all type of stuff. They got all type of bondage type shit. They got cages and straps and all type of stuff. I could lock ass up in the
that's-
basement for months and months
that's
and
crazy.
months. Go
But
down there and
my
feed 'em
thing
with the
is,
tube.
I
Leave it alone, Art.
I agree, right? I agree with Damon when he said that ain't your issue. That's not your fault. But it is your fault if you didn't prevent her to marry a fool. It can be your fault. And if you got a guy and you decide this is the guy and she marries him because you said so and it don't work out, that would be your fault.
I mean, if it don't work out, that's not my fault.
Or that
If he on some monkey shit, it was some shit that I didn't see that maybe I should have saw in him, yeah, that would be my fault. But just because they can't make the marriage work, that's not my fault.
But she
Because
gonna
again, there's stages and steps. So even before you get there, you're gonna have a pretty good idea about what to expect from the individual as it pertains to them being married, because you're gonna know what his you know, what he was raised with and what rules and regulations he's following. Hopefully he following the book as best as he can.
Right.
If you get a man rooted in that, then you're pretty straight. You're pretty straight.
Right.
But there's always exceptions. There's always niggas that just, you know, they be like that, but then for some reason when they drank, something happened to them or whatever. They shouldn't be drinking no way, but
Right.
you know, just so happen they have a drink one day and then they come in the house and they, you know, they in there flipping shit. And
Right.
she called me, call the police, because you know what I'm gonna do.
Well, there you go. There you have it. Art's arranged marriages ain't really arranged. He's just like an average father that's gonna do what well-to-do average fathers do.
I have the capacity to
So-
arrange.
No,
I'm not rude. If
That is-
I have the chance
That ain't
to
arranged.
go through all of it myself and present it, like here he is,
Nah, that
I
ain't
will.
okay.
Okay.
Well, that ain't what you presented tonight. But anyway,
I mean, I got asked 1,000 different questions. I had to answer all the questions. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
It's a broad spectrum with me. It's
we
broad.
gave you a whole show to present your side,
Broad.
and you gave us the side that we
Broad.
all gonna do.
Yeah,
If
it's
I
all
could
good.
do like they did on Coming to America, I would. Understand that first. Everything after that, I got to do anyway. But if I
Okay.
can do that,
All right.
shoot, that's the best situation.
Cool.
You know?
Thank you guys for joining us for another man cave. I really like having a lighthearted. We're gonna do some more lighthearted things. In 10 seconds or 15, Damon, give me your takeaway.
I think that what Art presented was well said, and I agree what he initially brought out as far as what he's looking for his daughter. I totally agree. And as far as Father's Day, we just got to keep hope alive.
Right. Art, give me your takeaway.
Ain't got no damn takeaway.
It was
Bottom line is, we got to keep these kids in line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, man.
That's
I hear
it.
you.
Just keep them in line. And the way things are today is so many more things that's yanking them away from you harder and harder than it ever was before. I mean, it's a constant fight. So we just got to stay vigilant. And you know, as it pertains to Father's Day, that shit ain't biblical. So I don't give a shit.
All right.
Well, hey, you can't get wrong with that one.
Yeah. Well, my takeaway is, you know, you can lead your daughter to water, but you can't make her drink. So, you know, I would do the same thing if I had daughters. Thank God I don't. But
hey, man, you can
I'm
make
doing the
a
same
drink.
thing with my
Grab
son.
a hold of that back of that neck and push it right on down in that water. That's how you make a drink.
But for Father's Day, hey man, I'm on a campaign, man. We deserve a lot more than we recognition than we get. So every chance I get, I'm playing up fathers. Like even when my
you
shirt,
have. Hey,
Father.
I be seeing your stories. You be having me crying, laugh.
I'm like for real.
Yeah, and you be playing the perfect music behind it. That's what's the music fits everything that you say on your story. When I finish looking at you, I say that boy, my big cousin is crazy.
I can't say I've seen any of your stories.
Man,
I seen the one where
he had
sent
one on there.
and the daddy had pulled the little girl away from the white boy.
Yeah.
That was a good daddy. He was a hell of a father because he knew from the jump. Ain't no sense you getting comfortable around him at this age. Fuck that shit.
That was hilarious. Then he had the one. I think this is the one you put. Papa don't take no mess. When he had the big picture of Brute and the do not get sign on it. Man, I'm cracking up.
Yeah, I ain't seen that stuff. I ain't seen that.
Man, he had James Brown on there. Papa don't take no mess. And it's a big old do not get Bruce with Brute on there.
Look, all that means is that Hightower got too much time on his hands.